Hey guys, it's Kevik with A&K Logistics. Today I'm going to show you how to change the oil in a 6.7 turbo diesel Cummins. This is for a Ram 3500 2017. And here's the motor. And as you can see, this model does have the Aisin transmission since the dipstick is on the left side. Let's go over and see what all is needed. What all you need to change the oil. You need a blanket for underneath so you're not getting dirty. Then you need at least a 16-quart container to catch all your oil. You need your large funnel. I use Mopar filters, and then filter wrench. And what I use is I am using the Hot Shot Seeker Diamond Fleet full synthetic 5W40. And then I got this neat little thing I'll show you how to use here in a bit for an oil filter. It keeps you from making a mess when you're pulling the oil filter outside. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. All right, guys, first thing I always do, I always just pull the dipstick back a little bit and I open the filter cap. That way it kind of gives me a reminder that, hey, I ain't got no oil in this. And also, I did forget, you're also going to need a 3/8 inch ratchet, and I'll use an extension. You don't have to have an extension, but I prefer it. All right, so next thing we need to do is get under here. Ignore the rooster. Need to get underneath here. Have your drain pan underneath your oil pan. You want to make sure with your drain pan, you want to make sure the cap is off on the drain pan, or you want to make a mess. As you see, there is your bolt to drain the oil. As you can see, all you need is just the ratchet. And all right, guys, let's go ahead and break her loose. It's gonna be kind of hard with one hand, but we'll make do. All right, she's broke loose, guys. All right, I'm gonna take my gloves off so I don't get oil all over my gloves. Then we just, and you will get oil on your hands. It'd probably be a good idea to wear gloves or some disposable gloves. But I'm actually out at this moment, but we'll make it work. I apply a little bit of pressure going up that way. There we go. There she drains. I just let her drain and everything and drip out. Then we will work on the oil filter. All right, guys, we pull the drain plug out of the pan. Now we are pulling the oil filter off. Already got her it's in there, so we can break loose. Sorry about the rooster. You guys see all right? All right, guys. You can see, filter's right over here. I got wrench in here. Now we're just going to break it loose. Once we break it loose, she'll be able to just take it off by hand. All right, should be getting easier. Let's go pull the pliers out. All right, guys. Should come off pretty easy. Now, what we're going to do, let's go ahead and drop it down. I'll show you why here in a second. All right, so we just drop it down. It kind of sits down there nice and good. And sorry about the dogs. All right, this little tool I showed you earlier, we want to use that. It's going to help us pull it out without draining all the oil out of that filter. So all you do is just screw it on there, like so. Alright. Put it on it, so just pull it outside. Just like that. And there it is, guys. Cap and everything. Alright, let's go get the new filter. Alright guys, we pulled that oil filter out. Now we need to take the cap off of it. We're going to put it back in that drain. So, alright guys, so we got it out. So I'm going to remove this little tool. They helped us pull it out with draining it. And then I'm just going to stick it upside down into my drain pan over here. And let that drain out. Alright guys. Like I said, it's good to have some disposable gloves. Alright. Clean hands. Clean that little tool. Oil off. Alright. Here's our new filter. And then what I do, let's set up. I go ahead, a little bit of oil, and I put a little bit of oil around that seal. That helps you take it off next time. And you can take it off and just kind of go around the seal. That kind of helps lube that seal up. That way it's easy to get on and off next time you change your oil. And the next thing I do is I fill the filter about halfway up with oil. It kind of pre-primes it. About halfway, 3/4, so. Kind of helps prime the filter. And we just take that tool that we have. And we just screw it back on there. That way when we put it back in, it won't leak out. All right, guys, let's come back over here. Got my new filter. Just gonna stick it in the hole like where we pulled out. And put it back down. I don't know what it said on, but put it back down there. And we take that little tool back off. Might use 2 hands. Little tool, it just screws right off. All right, took that off. Now we take that filter and put it right. Make sure we get thread on there good. Get her nice and snug. All right, she's snug. So now we'll take that wrench, or the pliers, and then we are going to turn it about 3/4 turn. Until it's nice and snug. If I can get on there. It's a little tight, guys, but it is doable. All right, she's on there. We got that filter back on, so we can go back underneath here. I pulled the bolt out of the pan. Normally I don't let it drop in the pan. Usually I try to catch it before it does that, but it did. But just kind of clean it off and make sure it's nice and clean. And then you see it's still kind of draining a little. That's nothing to worry about. It's pretty much drained all it needs. So now we need to just go ahead and put the bolt back in there. All right, take a ratchet. Let's go the right way. And just, you don't have to tighten it hard, just kind of until it's snug. That's all you need to do, guys. All right, we pull the drain pan out, and then we'll start filling her up with oil. As we got the drain pan pulled out, I just kind of let that seep in there. Now put a cap on it, we'll clean. I use brake cleaner or whatever, clean all that residual oil. And what I do is I use my old bottles that when I fill the truck up, and I just pour it in those, and you take to the local parts store. A lot of times they do take them back. So we'll go over here. Usually I go ahead and put the first 2 gallons in. It usually takes anywhere between 10 and 12 liters. So once we get to our 3rd bottle, we'll just kind of check the oil as we go. So we got the cap off. Go ahead and put your funnel in, and then we just start filling her up. This is the first time using the Hot Shot Secret. I'm really excited to see how this does. They have this FR3 technology, some kind of nanotechnology that's supposed to protect. And so I'm excited to see what this does. Sorry guys, I got a phone call and interrupted the video. I'm using the phone. All right, we got our first gallon in. Now, time for the second. Always try to get as much as foil out as possible. You don't want that going in the motor. All right, let's put the second one in. One thing I have noticed, guys, they have made this easy to pour in because once you get to the end, all you gotta do is just sit on top. I'll show you that here in a second. Let some of the oil go down, drain down. What I mean is, all you gotta do is just sit on top of it like that, and just let it sit there for a little bit. That way you know for sure you got all the oil out of there. Use every little bit you can. While I was doing that, we'll open up our 3rd bottle. Like I said, try to get as much of that foil off because you don't want that to get in your motor. All right, that's all we're going to get. And what I'll do is I'll use about half of this, and then I will check the oil, and then make sure I fill her up till she's on full line. So that's about half. that to the side. All right. Let me go get my rag real fast. All right, let's check the oil level. See where we're at. Get all the old oil stuff off first. All right. All right, it's showing us safe mark, but I want to put more in there. I want to top her off. We'll do about half of what we got in here, and we'll check it again. Don't want to overfill it. Second, let that drain down the motor. All right. See, she's about right there. We can go ahead and I'd say we can probably use the rest of it up. Just let her sit up there like that. Yep. Worked for a second. Let's go ahead and check her, see where she's at now. Oh yeah. Looks like it's right at that mark. Let's just check it again. Oh yeah, it's right at the very top of the safe. It's actually just a tiny bit above it, which is, that's fine because we didn't fill that filter up all the way. And so it'll finish priming and it'll be right at the mark. All right, guys. Next thing we want to do is start the truck up. Make sure we ain't got anything in the way. Let's start the truck. Its preheat process and glow plugs. Okay. Alright guys, as soon as you start it up, you want to look underneath the truck, make sure it's not leaking any oil anywhere. Another thing you want to check when you change that filter, I forgot to tell you, is you want to make sure that the gasket that's underneath it, you want to make sure that gasket's on there. You want to make sure it comes off with the filter. If it does, you want to pull that gasket off. Because if you don't, it will leak. Okay. Alright, so the filter, dirty, but it's not leaking. Alright, didn't see any leaks or anything like that. So, next thing we need to do is reset our computer. And it's as easy as using your buttons on your steering wheel. you want to go down to the menu, you want to go to the vehicle info, and then you want to go to the oil life, which is already on. You see a fuel filter, and then your oil life. Then you want to hit the right button here to reset it. Now press and hold it. Now, okay, so you can see the engine must be off when doing that. So let's shut her off. Turn the key back on. Then you just press and hold that reset button. And that's it. That's all there is to it, guys. Another thing you need to do after you start the engine and you reset it, then it's good to go ahead and double check, make sure it's still full on oil, or make sure it hasn't gone down below, which it hasn't, but it's always a good practice. And what did I do with my rig? I think I put it in my pocket. I did. All right. Back in there. I'm doing this one-handed, you have to bear with me. All right, she's still at her safe mark, guys. All right, that's all there is to it. If you found this video helpful and it helped you out and you liked it, please press the like button and please hit subscribe. And we'll see you the next time. Thank you, guys. God bless.